if you're treating, you're targeting something.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're treating pneumonia, you're targeting a virus or a bacteria, depending on which one it is. If you're treating a headache, you're targeting something. If it's a stomach upset, there's a bacteria or a poisoning. What are you targeting in autism? What is it?
Yeah.
You can only manage the conditions and probably assist your child to exist better. Maybe ensure, because of their brain being beautifully different, there are things that they will not be able to do. You assist them in getting them that, like ensuring their gut is not getting out of hand and they're not able to tell you their gut is out of hand.
Hi, welcome again to this channel. As usual, I'm Wanjugonderi, your host, and I have this frequent guest of mine, Jean. And today I want us to discuss about frequently asked questions about autism. And I'm going to ask you these questions from a point of a parent and a caregiver, not as a medic. So if you're watching this and you're researching on autism, don't use this video to diagnose your child. Use this video for information. If you think anything you pick from this video has anything to do with your child or is relating to your child, that is a sign for you to seek medical advice. Ama.
Okwali.
So now we'll get started. Generally, what is autism?
Now, there have been a lot of definitions for autism, and I won't go with the fully scientific. I'm just going to say that autism is a developmental challenge that most children start experiencing between 18 months, 2 years, and into perpetuity. It's affected by communication and just existing in different environments. But the most significant one is the communication and social interaction.
When you say it starts at 18 months, is it that it occurs at 18 months, or it starts getting noticed at 18 months?
You see, autism for me is like every child has milestones they achieve as they grow. For me, autism is now when those milestones are not achieved.
Okay.
And the earliest that has been documented is 18 months. Milestones start being noticed that they're not there. But I think that it can be done early if somebody was aware, especially when the child is not holding attention when breastfeeding. Yeah, because that's the first thing, and then a social smile.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from your experience, now that you have 2 girls with autism, what are the 5 common symptoms of autism?
Non-verbality for both of them, tiptoeing, unable to regulate the emotions, self-injurious behaviors, and pica.
What's that?
Pica is eating things that have no nutritional value to you, like soap.
Okay. When you say self-injurious activities, what are those?
Like biting themselves, like literally biting themselves, banging their heads on the wall.
Okay.
Spinning and spinning until they're out of control, although that's a vestibular issue now. I mean, I've learned that it's a vestibular issue. Yeah. But the most easiest used to be them banging their heads on the floor and biting themselves. Yeah, to the point you get an injury. Yeah.
Someone asked this question: is autism a disease or a disability?
It's a disability because it takes away your quality of life, and it also takes away your capacity to live in a neurotypical world. It is not a disease because there's no treatment for it. Yeah, because if you have a disease, it's treatable.
Yeah.
With autism, this is basically a condition that takes away your ability to exist neurotypically. Yeah.
And can it be? Oh, you already answered that it cannot be cured.
There's no cure. There's management of the condition. A lot of that you are able to exist within your abilities that have been challenged.
Are there known causes for autism?
None that I know of.
Okay.
I mean, I've had theories, some good, some bad, but nothing conclusive.
So the people who treat autism, really, it's safe to say that there's no, like, I usually struggle with that question. You can already see. But for the sake of the audience, so the people who treat autism should not even be seeking to treat. They should be seeking to manage the condition.
If you're treating, you're targeting something.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're treating pneumonia, you're targeting a virus or a bacteria, depending on which one it is. If you're treating a headache, you're targeting something. If it's a stomach upset, there's a bacteria or a poisoning. What are you targeting in autism? What is it? You can only manage the conditions and probably assist your child to exist better. Maybe ensure, because of their brain being beautifully different, there are things that they will not be able to do. You assist them in getting them that, like ensuring their gut is not getting out of hand and they're not able to tell you their gut is out of hand. There's been a lot of conversations and scientific research around brain inflammation. So ensure you provide that. Yeah.
Okay. So the other question someone had asked is, at what age should I screen my child for autism?
First and foremost, it's not an age thing. It's when, actually, even in a country like ours, where you go for postnatal clinics with your child, is when that child starts meeting the graph. The milestones are not being achieved. That should be your first red flag if they're not achieving their milestones. Yeah. Scientifically, a lot of medics say between 18 months and 2 years is a clear sign that you need to go for diagnosis. And also, it matters in the country you are those services available or not?
Okay. And if you suspect your child has autism, what is the first thing that you would recommend to a parent?
Okay, in this age and time, I'd suggest you go see a developmental pediatrician. And where there's no developmental pediatrician, any pediatrician will do. Raise your flags, let them know. And then if you're not able to handle you, they might refer you to a neurologist. Those ones are readily available in this country and other countries. And then from there, they'll take you through a process. Yeah, it's non-invasive to find out whether you guys have autism and what level of autism, and whether you have other comorbidities. Comorbidities mean other conditions that have come with it. Yeah, you might find maybe somebody has a hearing issue, maybe somebody is blind, maybe somebody has ADHD or DD. There's so many things that can come along. Yeah, and then from there you have a plan of interaction and interventions. Yeah.
The one question that seemed to be very constantly asked was, how is autism diagnosed?
Autism is diagnosed through an elimination chart. Let's call it a chart, an MCAT or something to that point, where a trained personnel is able to ask you questions, and based on how you answer them and hopefully you answer them truthfully, they'll be able to tell you that your child falls in this spectrum, because there are things, even by observation, like they tiptoe, they don't hold eye contact, they're not interested in people, maybe they're not talking. And I'm not saying all autistics are nonverbal. Some autistics are very verbal. Yeah, some autistics have very good attention to detail and to the point of being OCD. So it takes a person who's been professionally trained in the pediatric area of developmental issues to actually conclusively tell you where we are. And some of them, because it's a late diagnosis, they might mask and make it very much harder for you to do the test that does that. Yes.
Okay. There is one parent who asks about the differences between autism and developmental delays. Are they one and the same thing, or are they different?
They're different. Autism is a condition. Developmental delays just means your child hasn't achieved certain developmental milestones, and they will achieve them, but it's a delayed process.
Yeah. In a previous video, we spoke about autism and daily life, activities of daily life with regard to A2 and how we are preparing for that. And some questions came up here. One of the questions that people asked is, how does autism affect learning and schooling? In your case?
We learn differently. Like A2 learns using audio and visual. What she sees and what she hears, not what she reads.
Okay.
So our learning is based on PECS, which is picture exchange communication, and audiovisual. That's how we learn. And also, we have to break things down to her understanding. So she'll keep asking questions until she understands the concept. For A3, she learns in numbers. Right, numbers and colors. Yeah. So even like when she's learning music, she learns them as happy keys, sad keys, red, yellow, blue. Yeah. She's able to understand what that is. And we're grateful that her music teacher knows exactly how to deal with that. Like a keyboard, black keys are sad keys, white keys are happy keys. And, when you learn by ear, she's learned that if I hold this long, this is what level of a beat and pitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. I cannot even do that's for me, even as a neurotypical person, that aspect of music is really challenging for me. So it's beautiful for her to have worked on her ear that
She
part
has
and that hearing.
she has, I think, I don't know how true this is, but also she has dolphin hearing.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we notice that she has very serious ear sensory issues. Yeah. Her hearing is very fine tuned.
Mm.
And she picks pitches very well.
Yeah. Okay. Because even when the noise gets, there's a certain level of noise that I used to notice a while back. She was just used to.
That is, she
have
just
her
gets her
ear
noise
by ear.
cancellation headphones.
Yeah.
She's got one always with her.
Mm.
Just puts them on. Like a crying baby is a trigger. You will lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things that somebody asked, although I think you had answered this previously, do all autistic children struggle with speech?
No,
Okay.
not all.
And can a child with autism go to a regular school?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no special society for them. Mine go to a regular, what people call regular school, yeah?
Yeah.
But the only thing is that you need to give them the necessary accommodations and supports for them to navigate that space.
Mm.
Yes.
The other question is, what are some common sensory sensitivities in autistic people?
Textures, like clothes, shoes, basically fabrics, that's a big texture. Foods, textures of foods also. Smells, tastes. Another one is the hearing capacity. Another one is space. Too many people in a space is a trigger. Yeah, they want space themselves. Colors, paints. Yes, too bright a room may not be something they want.
Yeah.
Others, they want more bright. Others, another sensory is forever be in motion.
Yeah.
So you'll see a child spinning forever. In fact, in some countries, you'll find they even have spin chairs designed for them. You try that spinning, you'll end up on the ground. But them, they will not end up on the ground. Yeah. A3 tends to spin into perpetuity. Yeah. Another sensory is they have no sense of danger and risk. So you'll find them in very dangerous situations. The most dangerous one has been what? One loves cars, so she'll run towards cars or open car doors to get to another car. She's not scared of animals, so I've been brought for a couple of snakes.
I'd move houses.
And for the love of God, I thank God that none of them has ever bitten her.
I think that is A3.
Yeah, that's A3. A2 doesn't like them.
Yeah.
So you'll hear one laughing, one screaming. A3 doesn't like bugs also. A3 loves bugs. A2 doesn't like bugs. So when A3 wants to terrorize A2, she goes and goes purposely to look for a bug so she can come and terrorize this out of a space.
Okay. So when it comes now to parenting and support, somebody has asked, how do I discipline a child with autism?
The same way you discipline any other child, but you have to make it a consequence.
Okay.
It's not something that you keep and do it later. And you also have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Come up with a discipline plan and be consistent.
So when you say consequence, is it like how do you communicate to this child about?
Okay, like A3 loves throwing things.
Yeah.
So immediately she throws something, we'll make her clean it up, and then we will take something away from her, so she'll know there's a consequence for what you did.
Yeah.
Like of late, when she gets triggered by a child, she'll come out here and throw things around. So we give her a few minutes to just get the temper out of her way, as long as she's not breaking anything. Then we make her clean it up and arrange it, and then she knows, oh, if I ever do this, this happens.
Oh, so she associates that behavior with the consequence.
Yes.
Okay. And this is going to be I think this is in your early because something you've had to work around. What role does diet play in autism? Because I think when we started out, diet was a big thing.
Not a failure.
Yeah.
I guess every child to themselves, a lot of people will swear by it. But for us, what matters is that you have a proper nutritional balance. And the ones that, as long as you're not allergic to a food, it's not giving you allergic reactions or texture issues, we will eat it. But in moderation. This is my argument for this, yeah? You've never taken alcohol in your life, and one day you take alcohol. you're out of it, yeah?
Yes.
But if you ever take an alcohol, even if it's little and you take, it may not even affect you because your body gets conditioned to bad. So for me, what I do is ensure that we don't do anything in excess. So yes, we will have a soda now and then. We'll have that ice cream now and then. We will eat that sweet now and then. I mean, because people say remove sugars, remove milk, remove. When you look at those almost diets, they leave you with problems as they grow.
Yeah.
You'll end up with bone density issues. You end up with a lot of nutritional issues. So for me, I'm not very much into diets, but more into a balanced nutrition. If you need help, please then get a proper nutritionist and your pediatrician.
Yeah.
Don't run it parallel. And don't, because I said my child loves boiled maize for breakfast, it says even you should be taking boiled maize for breakfast, yeah? Or mine takes arrowroot and you put yours on arrowroot. Just find what is comfortable and what is healthy, yeah? And then deal with the moderation factor. That's where I come from. It doesn't have to be yours. Yeah.
So find what works and do it also in moderation.
Yes.
Okay. The other person, this is, I think, was struggling with acceptance and being understood. How do I explain autism to family members who don't understand it? When you got a diagnosis, did you struggle with explaining to people around you and your family?
At the beginning, then I said they want to find out, they can as well go learn. I needed to put my attention where it was making more value, and that was not making people understand what autism is. Mine was to love on my children and raise them right and make sure that they're ready for the world. Yeah. But one thing you have to do is you have to develop a very thick skin, especially if you are dealing with people who don't want to be understanding or who don't want to be human. Because there's nothing about understanding, it's just a matter of being human. We're all different. Yeah. You know, the same body shaming that goes to people who are big-bodied, it's the same nonsense that we bring to kids with autism. We're shaming them for being autistic. It's not in their control. Yeah. So what I'll tell a parent who is struggling with understanding, it's not your space to make people understand, but it is your space to ensure your child gets the full experience of life. And they need to know that you're the parent and you will stand between them and the world. You will invest in them and you'll grow them to be who they need to be. Yeah, not your version of your child, but who they need to be to deal with it. Yeah, it's not your responsibility to go telling your family A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. No. The moment you just let them know, yes, we're autistic. And for me, the easiest way that I used it was simply to let my kids be free and run amok. You don't know what ADHD looks like. I'm not going to give you a scientific. I'm just going to let my kids be in your space and totally ADHD you. Yeah.
Because I think even for me, when I met your kids for the first time, you really didn't tell me, you didn't give me guidelines.
No.
We just sat in the same space and figured it out. For A3, it took 2 years. She never used to come near me. So like, I see you, but I'm not going to bother.
You have no value.
Yeah. And for A2, I think we just gelled. I cannot even remember.
She's curious. She's a curious kid. So she had questions for you. And I remember that time you had hair extensions.
Yes.
So she was very curious how these things are in your head.
And I used to sleep a lot on that couch. So I guess because the thing also I find with autistic kids is if you're not really bothering them, then you can coexist because they love their space so much.
Yeah.
So I think we met at a time when we were in Don't Bother Me, Don't Bother You, because I was also going through a tough period. So maybe that also helped us to gel because...
And A2 is empathic. Yeah, she's very empathic.
Yeah, because I don't know. I can't recall, like, with A3, it was a process. With A2, I cannot tell you this is the point where we gelled, but when we gelled, we gelled.
Actually, you two used to sit next to each other, then you fall asleep, then you wake up, she comes, sits next to you, then one day she just said to ask you what's going on with you.
And when A1 asked me, why do you come here and crash? I didn't even have answers, but yeah, okay. Moving on. What are some ways that you can help an autistic child to develop social skills?
Well, there's no formula. Just put them in a space where there are others welcoming them. Yeah. For me, there has been no conscious effort. I took them to school, and their age mates learned to live with them. In fact, I hear when I meet parents in the school who didn't know me or who, when I'm introduced as A1's or A1's, A2, A3's mother, they come and tell me, I hear about autism. I'm learning it from my child. Because to their child, my daughters are part of their life. They're part of the mosaic that is life. Yeah, that collage that is theirs. There's nothing unique about it. Yeah, so I never had that. But you intentionally, because kids are curious and kids are very accepting. The problem comes with us adults. We're the ones who school our kids not to be accommodating. Yeah, and I've seen that. Yeah, where kids are told don't go play with so and so because they're ABCD.
Yeah.
And now that for some kids, it's because they become even more curious and want to learn more about why you're different. While others just shun away. But for me, I didn't have a place where I specifically went looking for friends or helping them socialize with others. I just let them hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think these are the question how to prepare my child for adulthood. We explained in the previous video. So we'll just put a link here for them to go and watch that other video for it too. The other category of questions that people had asked were medical and scientific. Then here I want to repeat the disclaimer. We're not medics. We're just answering from a perspective of having autistic preteens in our lives, and based on the advice that Jane mostly has gotten from the specialists in her life and her journey. So is autism genetic?
There's an argument that it is, because you'll find multiples in different in family lineages, but the scientific proof is not there.
Yeah.
And you find that right now there is a whole line of researchers trying to prove that there's a genetic existence that gets triggered by something at 18 to 2 years level of age.
Does it also mean that, okay, like now in your case, maybe say for me, if I had a child who's autistic, does it increase the frequency of me having another autistic kid? Am I, for now, until the research is conclusive, it's by chance?
That has been an argument, and scientists go back to the Mendel's complex. Yeah? When you were taught biology in high school, they probably used 4 peas in a pod, where two will be different from every other, 2 will be alike, and then the whole crisscrossing of what's the probability.
No, used to do female here, male here, then you.
Yes. So they've used Mendel to show that in 4, chances of 2 being autistic is high, whether they will be right after each other or not. But I do know of a Kenyan parent who has 6. Yeah.
6 autistic babies.
Yes, a single one, a set of twins, another set of twins, and a single. All autistic. They're autistic.
Do they have the support they need?
Last time I checked with the mother, she was struggling, but she has support.
Okay.
She has support. Yeah. Okay. And even one is now, I think, in the adult range. I think the youngest is about 12. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Are vaccines linked to autism?
I don't know. But vaccine injury, for me, I say it has a TBI, that's a traumatic brain injury, that can also be classified as autism. When I look at where A3 started losing her milestones, was after the 6, actually we started losing them very early. Very, very, very early. I think we were not even 2 months old. Yeah. Everything just, we were progressing well, and then out of nowhere I had a quiet baby. I had a silent baby. And you had a very traumatic reaction to a vaccine that got us admitted into an ICU. Yeah.
So the injury could be
could be, but I don't know. I don't have conclusive. But for me, I believe that's where the reins are beating me with A3. Yeah, because even her autism has other issues. Yes, she's autistic, but she has other issues that are clearly brain injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. The TBIs.
Actually, didn't know that. We've never spoken about that.
She has a TBI, which is we've had arguments. We've had CT scans done. Especially there's a part of the brain that's called a colossum something. I can't remember the term. And the doctors were very curious as to whether it's growing or it's not growing. And still, it's something that has to be observed over time. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. You see there we say in Down syndrome. I can speak for that because it's in my early. You can detect pregnancy during pregnancy. There are tests that you can do that can help you detect Down syndrome.
Yeah.
During pregnancy, is it the same case with autism?
Nope. the earliest signals anyone will catch up. And that means you have a very astute team around yourself, or even you as a parent are very keen on your child, will be around 18 months. You leave hospital with a baby with all perfect scores. Yeah, like A3 scores are 9 out of 10 on the Apaga scale. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Another question, which I think we've ever addressed this before, is autism more common in boys than girls? And if so, why?
It's a no for me. The only thing is it's easier to diagnose boys. Yeah. I don't know about the Western culture, but here it's easier to diagnose boys because most of the flags that are autism are considered culturally appropriate in a girl. A quiet girl who is not a nuisance, does not bother people, is, like the way A3 was treating you when you moved into our lives. That is properly culturally appropriate. That's a nice girl. Yeah. And then we also have all these cultural euphemisms that we tell our parents. So you don't see it coming. But it's very easy to diagnose boys because they are loud and destructive.
They don't mask.
They don't mask. They don't. And you see, girls are very good at observing other girls and other people and learning. Also, that's how a girl sits. That's how a girl does. And it's unfortunate, it's our culture because how many times were you told growing up, sit like a girl?
Every time.
Behave like a girl. In fact, I get very angry when somebody tells my child, sit like a girl. And I'm like, excuse you? I had to just sit like this. And that is not sit properly. Just tell her, for now, since you're wearing a skirt, please pull it down, keep your privacy to yourself. Don't tell her to sit like a girl. That for me will trigger me and I'll actually tell you off. Yeah.
Okay. So the other question here is, which I found interesting, is why do some children with autism have high intelligence while others struggle with learning?
Just like any other population, there's a skew. Yeah.
Okay.
A population has to have all extremes. The high intelligence, the low intelligence, the middle level intelligence. If you draw that graph on autism, it's the same graph in other children. It's the same graph with adults.
Yeah.
So it will be there. Yeah.
Okay. So now moving on to autism in different contexts. So school, all those places. From your perspective, how is autism perceived in Kenya?
This thing that everybody wants to lock away somewhere and forget it. Yeah. And a nuisance. Yeah, it's a nuisance. That's a general perspective. Because a lot of parents will tell you they've been told to discipline their child is bad-mannered, or keep them at home and not bring them out in public. Yeah, that is a common consensus around. That tells you what the population in Kenya thinks of autistic children. Yeah.
And by your experience as a parent and an advocate, because you're loud when it comes to the advocacy of disabled people, what challenges do you think, or would you say, autistic individuals face?
It will be easier to answer what challenges don't they face.
Okay, take it away.
I'm saying that would be the easiest, but the challenges they face, one is acceptance. Access to services is another one, literally all services. And also, I talked about acceptance and understanding is also there, and finding their space. Yeah, as an adult, I found my space.
And you find it easily?
Yeah, for them it's harder because there are more barriers to that space. That is there. And then access to services, that is another one. And also safety. That's another one. It's major. Safety from people, safety from vehicles, safety from foods.
From people,
from caregivers, from the medical practitioners themselves. You find some that are very, very not. Because in Kenya, I mean, I know people find me weird when I say you shouldn't take your child with developmental challenges before a psychiatrist until you're told by the developmental pediatrician or neurologist or pediatrician that you need to bring in a psychologist or psychiatrist. Simply because for a very long time, children with autism were being medicated. And when you look at the drugs that are being medicated, they're either anticonvulsants or anti-ADHD medication. Things that therapy and behavior would take care of. And how long are you going to medicate when it's not a disease? There's no end to that medication.
Yeah.
So you bring up other challenges and other problems. Yeah. So it becomes quite a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before, I want to ask you the second last question. And I want to say the best for the last. So I want to, somebody asked, how can I advocate for autism awareness in my community?
If you're a parent or a caregiver, let the community experience autism through your child within reason. Talk about it openly, but also take care of your mental health as you talk about it and your safety. Yeah. Use every platform you have to talk about it so that you can also use that to push for services for your child or your adult with autism.
Yeah. Okay. And the last question. The reason why I saved it for the last is because it's going to have some storytelling. What are some success stories of people with autism? I saved that for the last because as an advocate, you've come across it all, good, bad, extreme, and everything. But the success stories, what are them?
I'm going to use local ones.
Yes.
Very local ones. You know, people talk about the Elon Musks and the celebrities that have it. I'm going to talk about here. My biggest success story is a guy who works for Kenya Institute of Special Education. His mother did an awesome job. He's out in the public as an adult living with autism, an adult who's autistic. And the one thing that came out across is how well he does his work. Yeah. Like he's in housekeeping for the accommodation section, and how he does his work is so beautiful. He may have conversation and communication issues, but he knows himself. Yeah. There are things that because people have told him so many times, like if you ever get a woman, they'll spend your money careless, they'll mistreat you. So he's tell his mother he's getting married, and now he's a multi-million. Yeah, with a lot of money in the bank. But it showed me the powers of a parent who is invested in their child. The mother went through a lot to get him where he is. He has a Bachelor of Science now in hospitality. And the mother had to pay for a caregiver, somebody to go to school with him, somebody to help him with the accommodations because the system wasn't providing that. The other one is a lady who's in charge of content creation for Akili Kids. She's openly out here as an adult who's autistic. She's called Karen. Karen is very vocal about...
I know Karen.
Yeah, she's very vocal about what she does. Karen plays music beautifully with it's either the symphony or the orchestra at the Kenya National Theatre.
Could be symphony.
Yeah, she plays the piano and all that. She also plays piano for the Catholic Church in Upper Hill. She's an advocate for adult autistics. Yeah. The other one I know is a model and an artist. She's called Sarah. She has beautiful arts. And then the other one is the lady who walks around with camels around the world to just raise funding. And she's also an artist from Laikipia. Those are the ones who are in the public and they're willing to say it. But I do know others in the private space, the ones who don't talk about themselves. I know somebody who's extremely good at coding. Yeah.
You graduated from Strathmore.
Yeah. He's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do know that if they ever wanted to talk about themselves, the place to look at would be in the private sector. In the public sector, it's only Kenya Power and Lighting Company that has them. And these guys are awesome. You know, that attention to task helps them catch mistakes in the systems very fast. So yeah, there are a lot of them who are adults with the proper accommodations. They're doing okay. But the one thing they have is a parent who never give up, a parent who chose to give up on a lot of things.
And sacrifice
a lot of things to simply support them to where they are and also continue ensuring that they have the necessary supports to move on with their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so glad because actually I think a lot of these stories that you've shared, they never get aired in public or get spoken about on channels or interviews. Well, a lot of times we'll focus on the difficult side of disability, but knowing and having actual stories of people that are known to are successful.
But then we do have an advocate of the High Court. I won't say where she is, but she's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she needs the necessary supports to exist in that environment because she's autistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But doing a good job.
Oh, yeah. Actually, she has attention to detail. Her courtroom is behind the scenes are perfect. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Mm.
Okay, so thank you, as always. I think that brings up to the end of this video. Thank you for always granting me an interview. Until next time, be safe, make good choices. I believe we've answered a lot of FAQs in this sitting. If you have any more, please do shoot them on the comment section. If you would want to have access to Jen, you can just let me know. I will ask her if that is something that she wants to have on her plate. But until next time, like I said, make good choices.